I really consider every film like my first one. It's true. It's like, I don't know if I consider like the first one or the last one. So I have to do the best.
There's a fluidity when working with Luc. There's a pace when working with Luc that I've never encountered before. Usually it's we can't put the camera there because we gotta do this and da 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 da. Luc, no, give me the camera. Okay, action, you know, and he does it. And so for me, I was just, it was a real joy, and I learned a lot from just seeing how he works. And he comes in the beginning, one of the first ones in and one of the last ones to leave. He's thinking about working on the film from sun up to sundown, and even then in the night, he is still thinking about the film. We see each other in the morning, we talk about the film, maybe this, da, da, da. What about this? Caleb, I had this idea, you know, and it's just exhilarating, and also with an energy that is like a child, as if maybe it's his first film. So it's a really special thing to get to work with this man. Real honor. Luc is a real master of his craft. I've never worked with anyone. The camera is like a part of his body. He knows it so well. He knows the medium so well. He knows the cut so well. He knows the light so well. He knows the framing so well. He knows what he wants, what he needs, what he doesn't want.
We both find you extremely charming, both as a men's style or in a women's style. And how do you feel representing yourself as a drag queen in the movie?
I never looked at it in that kind of way as far as representing myself as a drag queen per se. I went to some drag shows to get an idea of, because I hadn't been to too many. And the one thing that I remember noticing the most on a Sunday afternoon downtown Los Angeles, but that there was an aspect of being welcomed. No matter who you were, no matter what your thing was, you were welcome into this environment. And to me, I was going, oh, okay, so for Douglas, when he gets this job, he's being brought in once again he's brought into something, you know, been spending his whole life, not, you know, always on the outside, but it's more about escaping his own pain. It's more about getting to feel things that he doesn't get to feel in his normal life. So when he gets to perform, when he gets to try and take on the skin of someone else, he gets to live in another way. And in my opinion, he really gets to live in this moment.
I think if Douglas has the choice, he would love to be hired by a theater and do Hamlet,
Yeah.
you know, or Macbeth. But no one wants to take him because he's in a wheelchair. And when he comes to this cabaret, these people are very open. They say, doesn't matter, he's in a wheelchair, but can you sing? Can you play something? And he said, yeah, I can. And for him, it's wonderful, because it's the only people who helps him a little bit are the people who are on the marge, who are different, like he is different. So it's always very. But even in the street, when you see some poor people, the one who gives some fruits or some food are not the rich guy in the Rolls Royce. It's the poor people in the street who say, "Oh, he's even poorer than me," and then they give some food. So it's the same principle. So it's not so much about the drag queen, the man, the woman. It's not the thing. It's the pain is too big.
In the movie, there's a scene that you were in the room and you were trying to have some latte, and you added sugar in it. And you said something similar like, "Why not add sugar? And maybe even it's bad for your body and things like that." When both of you said there's something called guilty pleasure in your life that you consider it's not that good, but you like it.
No, it's true, but I think what's so touching and so charming is that this guy is in jail. He's in a wheelchair. He will be sentenced to death, probably, and he's still thinking that sugar is not so good for me. There is something so naive and so charming about him, you know, but he said, yeah, I know it's not good, but it's a little pleasure. It shows also that he has so much pain in his life that just a tiny pleasure is welcome.
It's a long
welcome.
way.
Yeah.
This might be a little bit sensitive about the father and the older brother, this fatherhood. Is it based on someone's real life experience?
No, not my father passed away, and I have problem with it, but more about loneliness because he was never there. But not this kind of problem. But I have seen that on the reportage. I have seen this crazy guy, you know, Christian crazy guy in the middle of America. Oh, have you heard the story like 2-3 days ago in Europe? They find this little English boy who disappears in 6 years, taken by his mom in a sect somewhere, like something like crazy. He escaped and walked for 4 days in the forest and the mountains, and finally find. So for me, it's the same thing, you know, like how I'm so interested by this little boy because he pretend for 6 years. Yes, mom. Yes, okay, I understand, mother. Yeah, you're right, mother. But for 6 years, he thought one day I'm gonna try to get out of there, and he did. And same thing that is. But what's most impressive for me is the fact that he didn't do anything. Douglas, he's just a normal kid, and they can't support that. They hate that. The fact that he's himself, just it. You know, the brother hates that.
You can't choose your parents. You can't choose your brothers and sisters. And you can't choose, you know, these kinds of things. But what you do afterwards is all up to you and no one else.
And the movie, we've all said there are two things are the hardest to shoot in the frame: dogs and children. And for you, when you encounter with so many dogs, that there is a point that the dogs just lose control, and it's so hard to like, get them back and, you know, put them in the right shot. Has it ever happened to you?
Oh, every day. It was a giant mess every day. We have 124 dogs every day. So it's a giant mess. But it's not because something is difficult that you shouldn't do it.
Quite the opposite.
It's the opposite. That's why I'm excited. You know, but in my life I did a couple of other films. So I shot with dolphins, with white sharks, with whale, 30 tons, giant octopus in the dark, killer whales. It's pretty easy to shoot with dogs.
The whale won't come back.
Oh, it takes 30 minutes.
A dog, just a little sausage.
I really consider every film like my first one. But it's true. It's like, I don't know if I consider like the first one or the last one. So I have to do the best.
I think that's a healthy way to look at things. Always treat everything as if you might not get to do it again.